As we get close to the gate down there, I'm inside one of the pens. As we get close to the gate down there, we see Casper, and you can see that he's just beautiful. Take a look at his antlers right there before I get in there with the carrots, where I'll get swarmed when I get in there with the carrots. But you can look that I think is his second set of horns, and you can see that he's just a magnificent trophy. And looks beautiful. Let me move just a little bit over here on him so you can see I'm not quite in there with him. I'll get some shots in there, and probably get some up pretty close. He won't eat out of my hand like Prince Charming, but he will come really, really close. Really, really close. But you can look and see that he is very, very, very impressive. Very impressive albino buck. Absolutely beautiful. And actually, Prince Charming has not had anywhere near the set of antlers he had 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he had that beautiful, beautiful set that ended up on the calendar. And last year, he broke them off fighting through the fence. This year, he's broken a little bit, but he's still got quite a bit. We'll look at him here before we end this video as well. But you can see that Prince Charming is spectacular. Prince Charming, you look good. My girls are smelling the carrots. I better get in there with them. Okay, we can get a real good look at him now. He's standing here just looking at me. I'm hoping that they don't get too crazy here with this food. I probably will not get in the pen with Prince Charming. We'll probably just take a picture of him through the fence, and I'll feed him through the fence. We've got him separated from this deer here because the rut is going strong right now, and you cannot keep these bucks together. One will end up dead for sure, and both of them might end up dead. You never can tell. But Prince Charming, Casper is with a friendly ghost, is looking really, really good. I don't think he's got anything broken. He may have a tip or two broken off there, but he's looking awfully good. Got him right up here close to me. Get a real good look at him there. As he moves, he smells the carrots. He's wanting those carrots. And let's get over there, and we'll get kind of over there. And I got a big bag, a lot of carrots and a lot of grapes, so we're going to be able to feed quite a bit. Get some video here to end this week's antler video, and also get some video to enter in the ranch video as well. In the pen, hadn't been here in a couple of weeks really. They're missing this free treat. Okay, you can see we're going to get a really, really good look at Prince Charming as he's over here begging food. He got his. You can get a really, really nice look at his antlers there. They're not anywhere near the way they were last year. I don't think he's broken anything off. They just didn't really form quite as good as they probably should have. We got it goes up here to really not having a lot of activity up here on this side. Everybody's kind of staying back out of the way. I'll throw some out there and see if I can get somebody coming up here. Prince Charming's having no trouble, and Wild Child, of course, is over here enjoying herself too. Oh, Prince Charming, he's the only deer coming up here really eating out of my hands right now. We're getting a nice look at him, so that's awfully good. Looks like we're about to shoot the covey on this bunch of food right here. They are difficult to see right now, but we see a couple bucks fighting right out there. Don't really know exactly who they are. Now the wild doe that was at the feeder just took off. Scared her. She actually heard me talking. But you can see one really nice sized buck back there. I don't really know who that is, and that's a much smaller buck that he's fighting with. both weight-wise. You can see the buck on the left is a lot heavier buck. The one on the right not only is much lighter, he has a lot less crowns on his head, that's for sure. His antlers are not nearly as large. But they were sparring, and it's more of a friendly fight right now. The doe and her fawn didn't run very far. They're just right there. See, we got that strap on the Texas Hunter feeder to keep the elk from tearing the lid off. The elk still come and feed in front of the feeder, but at least they don't take the lid off and eat an entire 150 or 200 pounds of deer food, South Fresh deer food. Come here, Benelli. Benelli, come here. Come here, Benelli. Benelli is outside also. That probably is what they were seeing. That did scare that doe again. There she goes, whitetail in the distance. Deer hunters see that a lot, especially if you're walking in the woods. You see that a lot. It looks like maybe the larger deer of those two took off running as well. The smaller one stays watching Benelli. Those are not any of those are deer that were born here in the pens or born right here around the feeder, because those are pretty wild deer. There goes the other deer, and that's just Benelli. Now, Benelli's not chasing them. Benelli's right here on the front deck, not even out on the grass. But she's a critter, and they're wary of critters. But a couple of bucks sparring there this morning. And there goes the doe and her fawn running by the other direction. The bucks are right there, both of them, but they're behind the trees right now. Nice, very sweet. There's a beautiful little buck right there. As I leave the ranch this morning, zoom in on him. Beauty. I am heading to Ardmore to get an MRI on my arm, my bicep tendon that I tore or broke. Hopefully no surgery. We'll see what happens, but that's a beauty right there. Standing there looking at us, not paying a whole lot of attention. Been up here visiting the does in the pen. But they belong to one boy, and that's all. You're not the boy. But he's a beauty. On them looking for a doe this morning. I don't blame him. That will wrap up this week's antlers. It's really hard to get much antler shots right now. I'm telling you, it's difficult. When we see bucks running around the ranch, we just get glimpses of them. We don't see them very often. By the time I get my camera out or get my iPhone out and try to take a shot, they're gone. And so we just don't really get much of a look at them. And same deal around the house. We see one out the window around the house chasing, and by the time we look back out there again or step out on the deck or something like that, it's gone. So it's just a hard time doing it. We can always get in the pens like we've done and show Prince Charming and Casper, and they're doing really, really well. And the deer in the other pen, we haven't been in there with him because he's ornery right now. He's mean. And he's got all those does, and he's king of the roost, and he doesn't want another man in there of any species. I'm not going to mess with his girls, but he don't care about that. He just don't care. So he's pretty mean right now, so we're going to take any chances with him. But anyway, we've seen some antlers, and some of y'all have been asking about Forrest. I haven't seen Forrest personally in 2 or 3 weeks, and that's not a good sign, obviously. He loves it around the house, and he comes around the house, and he might have been around the house a time or two, and I haven't seen him. I don't know. Apache thought he saw him up by Sherry's Park a couple, 2 or 3 days ago. He was pretty sure that was Forrest. He's not positive, but he's pretty sure that was Forrest. But he is outside of the inside high fence, so that's not good. And he can get out. There's just no telling where he could go. And chasing does, they go a long way. Sometimes they'll go 10, 15 miles from where they normally roam. And obviously deer season, gun season is on right now, so anybody sees that, they're not going to pass him up. Even a trophy hunter is not going to pass up Forrest. So hopefully we haven't lost Forrest, but if we have, we've had him 4 years, and that's just absolutely fantastic. We saved his life as a baby. He would have died as a baby fawn with just a few days old if we had Sherry and Jordan took him back to Lake Tenkiller and raised him at their house, both of them. Jordan carried him around in his car. He would lay over there on a floor mat in a car, and just beautiful, beautiful baby pet. And as he got larger, he still remained a pet. even though he was a killer. He killed 2 deer last year in fights, and it might could have happened to him also. He could have got killed in a fight this year, but we don't know. And everything, he may be just fine. We don't know. But those of you who've been asking, that'll just let you know. Straight truth is all I know right there. And hopefully he comes back around. I've been looking for him, watching for him. He's a big, wary deer, a big, tough deer. He can handle himself in the wild, but the wild is dangerous, especially during the rut. They let their guards down big time. Guys and girls, have you a great one out there. Fish lucky, and remember, I sure do love you.